Hello, this is Instructor Lungs from Blue Chevron. So today I'm going to take you through the approach to a very basic traffic circle. Traffic circles come in a variety of forms. You get the small roundabout with just a single lane, four exits, and then it expands from there where you get double lanes, exiting into a single lane or exiting into a double lane. We'll talk about that. But in this video, I'm just doing a simple approach into a roundabout where you are turning to the right. So what you see in the video is our vehicle is here and we're approaching the traffic circle. We want to turn and exit in the third exit this way. Okay, so without any vehicles in the traffic circle, all you're doing is as you see the traffic circle and you get given the instruction that you're turning right, you immediately start easing back on your accelerator. That allows the vehicle to slow down while you observe and indicate to the right. So that's going to be inside mirror, right blind spot, indicate to the right. Then you want to check your interior rear view mirror, find your brake pedal, apply light pressure until you feel the vehicle starting to slow down. And then once the vehicle has slowed down enough, you depress your clutch fully, engage second gear, slowly release the clutch as you continue to brake lightly. We want to hold that brake until we are sure that we are clear to enter the traffic circle here. So you want to come with a nice control speed towards a yield. You're checking to the right here for vehicles that might be going across from you. You're checking at the top here for a vehicle that is indicating to go in this direction. If all of that is clear, you start with a slight turn to the left and then push-pull all the way to the right, exit here. As you counter steer to straighten your wheels, you accelerate out. Now, let's look to see when things become a little bit more complicated here. If vehicle B here is indicating that they're coming and turning to the right, they're not going to cut across from you here, which means you can still proceed into the circle even with that vehicle approaching here because they're coming in this direction. However, if vehicle A is already at the line here and they're not indicating, that means they're going to enter the circle and come down here. Okay? That doesn't affect you in so much as you can still enter here to come around because that vehicle is coming down here. But what you need to know is that vehicle B is going to wait for vehicle A if vehicle A gets to the line before vehicle B here. So as you're coming in, that's what you're looking for. You're making judgments, you're making your decisions based on the speed of these vehicles and how close they are to the line. Now you know that if there's a vehicle here, this one is going to pause here. So even if they were not indicating and they were actually going to cut across in front of you here, if vehicle A is here and coming out this way, then it's going to block this vehicle, which means you can come in. So a traffic circle is not a four-way stop. It's supposed to make traffic flow. So if you can see that vehicle A is going to block vehicle B here, then you can go in quickly and go around. Okay? So that's what you're watching for. Now, if vehicle A is indicating that they're coming around to go that way, then you need to be cautious because you know that vehicle has right of way if they enter that circle before you. Okay? So you are looking at the distance of that car to the line compared to yours here and the speed as well. So in this case, let's say vehicle A is going to enter the circle before us and we can see the speed that they're carrying. that means they're going to come across that way if they are indicating. So your response here is to prepare to yield at the line for them here. Now, yielding doesn't always mean that you stop. Yielding can mean that you crawl slowly here towards this line, okay? And when you're going to crawl slowly, you need to then consider going either to second or first gear. So we're already in second here. If this vehicle is going to be slow around the circle, we might consider going to first gear and crawl slowly. If we get to the line while this vehicle is still in the circle, then we need to pause here and stop, okay? If we get to the line after he's passed, then we don't stop here, we continue. So those are the things that you need to be thinking about and planning as you come towards the traffic circle. And it's absolutely critical that you understand all the different procedures, and I'll go through them in separate videos of all the different scenarios that can happen here. Because if you are prepared beforehand, then you're not going to trip over yourself as you come in through here, because you're quite clear about what you're trying to achieve. But the key thing is to slow down early, to get to second gear, and as you're crawling towards your yield line here, you are looking at these vehicles to decide what's likely to happen. What's also important is that you don't get fixated on the vehicles in front, but that you're looking at the 2 or 3 vehicles behind these ones as well, because based on their speed, they might come in before you reach the line, and then that will affect you depending on which direction they're going to. Okay, so please let me know if you've got any questions and any scenarios that you would like to see me going through. We'll talk more about traffic circles as we go along.